Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Monday, July 8 recap. Sasha horrified over Willow and Drew's makeout session. General Hospital, DHA spoilers recap for Monday, July 8, reveals that Congressman Larry McConkey, Sam McMurray, publicly endorsed Drew Quartermain, Cameron Matheson, to take over his seat at the end of his term, so the news made a big splash. Once Drew and Congressman McConkey showed up for a post-endorsement celebration at the Quartermain picnic, Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros, showed up too. Tracy Quartermain, Jane Elliott, wondered who invited Nina and scowled over her arrival. After McConkey pointed out that Nina first introduced him to Drew, Tracy took a jab about Nina turning Drew into the SEC and making matters worse by pushing him into politics. Nina stepped away from the crowd, so Willow Corinthos, Caitlin McMullen, checked on her soon after. That brought a warm moment as Nina ultimately suggested she was learning to let go of grudges and appreciated the way Drew was helping her mend fences with Willow. Drew also spoke to Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco about Scout Quartermain's Cosetta Benanti name change, which Scout was excited about. After Sam said all this would take some getting used to, she confided her fears to Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprotna, since Drew's political career could hurt Scout. Dante offered reassurance about being there for the kids as he prepared to watch the fireworks with Sam. Meanwhile, Nina caught up with Sasha Gilmore Corbin, Sophia Matson, which led to Nina's confession about her fling with Drew. Although Sasha certainly didn't blame Nina for taking advantage of those apps, she thought maybe Nina should back off now that she'd had her fun. Sasha worried about this ending in disaster and thought Nina should protect her heart since it was so soon after the end of her marriage to Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bennard. Back with Willow, she wound up alone with Drew, so they traded compliments and confessed they'd miss each other if he moved to Washington, D.C. Willow also credited Drew with saving her life as things took a passionate turn between them. Drew and Willow had a makeout session while the fireworks erupted outside the window, so Sasha was shocked when she came around the corner and spotted the scandalous scene. In the Quartermain stables, James West, Gary James Fuller, pointed out that Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, was just as good as a brother and asked if he'd indeed be one to him. Cody was nervous about messing up, but he ultimately agreed and did a spit shake with James to seal their brother bond. Inside the Quartermain mansion, Max Scorpio, John Y. York, got updates on the whole Heather Weber, Allie Mills situation and voiced concerns, but Laura Collins, Jeannie Francis, insisted she was trusting the medical experts on how to proceed. Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, ended up cornering Laura later and made it crystal clear that she thought Heather should stay in prison where she belonged. Back with Mac on Monday's GH episode, he caught up with Cody and had another bonding moment with him. As the fireworks went off in the distance, Cody shocked Mac by blurting out that he was his son. Inside again, Nina was with Curtis Ashford, Donald Turner, when Michael Corinthos, Chad Duell, appeared. Although Nina tried to make herself scarce, Curtis argued they'd all be working together more often and seemed eager to help Nina make peace with Michael. General Hospital spoilers say Nina and Michael will inevitably react to Willow and Drew's cheating curveball down the road, so we'll bring you more predictions on the fallout. On Monday, July 8, the drama in Port Charles reached a fever pitch as secrets unraveled and unexpected encounters left everyone reeling. The day started with Sasha wandering into the Metro Court for a much-needed break. She had been working tirelessly, juggling her responsibilities at Deception and trying to manage her complicated relationship with Brando. The bustling atmosphere of the hotel's lobby offered a brief distraction, but Sasha couldn't shake off a nagging feeling that something significant was about to happen. Meanwhile, in another part of town, Willow was meeting with Drew. They had grown close over the past few months, sharing their personal struggles and offering each other support. Willow had been dealing with the emotional fallout from her tumultuous relationship with Michael. Drew was still mourning the loss of his twin brother, Jason. Their bond had deepened, evolving from friendship into something neither of them fully understood yet. Their meeting place was a quiet, secluded corner of the park, where they often went to talk. Today, the air was heavy with unspoken words and lingering glances. As they sat on a bench, Drew reached out and gently touched Willow's hand, causing her to look up at him with wide, searching eyes. "Willow, I need to tell you something," Drew began, his voice tinged with uncertainty. "You've been such a rock for me, and I don't know what I'd do without you. Lately, I've been feeling something more than friendship between us." Willow's heart raced. She had felt it too, but had been too afraid to acknowledge it. The confusion over her feelings for Michael and the guilt of moving on so quickly weighed heavily on her. But as she looked into Drew's earnest eyes, she felt a sense of clarity. "I feel it too, Drew," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I've been scared to admit it, but I can't deny what's happening between us." Drew leaned in closer, his gaze never leaving hers. "We don't have to rush anything. Let's just see where this goes." With that, he closed the distance between them, capturing her lips in a tender, exploratory kiss. It was a kiss that promised new beginnings, a tentative step toward healing. Unbeknownst to them, Sasha had decided to take a walk to clear her head and had wandered into the same park. As she rounded a bend, she froze, her eyes widening in shock at the sight before her. There on the bench were Willow and Drew, locked in an intimate embrace. Sasha's mind raced. She knew Willow and Michael's relationship had been on rocky ground, but this was the last thing she expected. Drew and Willow's connection was undeniable, but seeing them like this felt like a betrayal to Michael and, in some way, to her as well. Sasha took a step back, her heart pounding. She needed to process this, to understand what it meant for everyone involved. She turned and hurried away, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. Back at the Quartermain mansion, Michael was pacing the living room, his frustration mounting. He had been trying to reach Willow all morning, but her phone had gone straight to voicemail. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. His thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of his mother, Carly. "Michael, what's going on? You look like you're about to explode," Carly said, her eyes narrowing in concern. "It's Willow," Michael replied, running a hand through his hair. "I can't reach her, and I don't know where she is. I'm worried, Mom." Carly's expression softened. "I'm sure she's okay. Maybe she just needed some time alone." Michael nodded, but his unease persisted. He loved Willow deeply and couldn't bear the thought of losing her. At General Hospital, Finn was dealing with his own set of problems. His relationship with Elizabeth was still on shaky ground after everything they had been through with her son, Cameron. Finn had been trying to be supportive, but the strain was evident. As he finished up his rounds, he spotted Elizabeth in the hallway, looking lost in thought. "Hey, Liz," Finn called out, approaching her. "Everything okay?" Elizabeth gave him a small smile. "Just a lot on my mind. Between work and the boys, it feels like I never have a moment to breathe." Finn reached out and squeezed her hand. "We'll get through this, together." Elizabeth nodded, appreciating his support, but feeling the weight of their unresolved issues. As the day drew to a close, Sasha found herself back at the Metro Court, sipping on a glass of wine. She replayed the scene in the park over and over in her mind, wondering how she should handle the situation. Should she confront Willow, tell Michael, or stay out of it entirely?